Gonzaga is a top 10 program year in and year out in college basketball. Went from a Cinderella mid-major feel-good story to being a national championship contending team each year. And you don't have to look far to know why. Well, they do have great players, and they've got a great coach in Mark Few, who's won 22 out of 24 regular season titles and won 19 conference tournament championships. This guy wins, and there's a reason. It's their offense. They get it done offensively. Just last year, they were number one in the country in offensive efficiency. And every year, they are one of the best offensive teams. And we're going to look into the film and find out why. So let's dive in now. So as we take a look at Gonzaga on offense, one thing I want to point out is just how simple they are. And simple doesn't mean easy, but simple allows your players to play instinctively. Sometimes complexity can be the enemy of execution. When you get too complex as a system or as a coach, that can slow down your players and they can't play fast and instinctively. By simplifying things, you can put them in positions to be successful. And so the second thing I'd point out as we watch film is that Mark Few does a great job of getting his best playmakers the ball where they can be most successful. And they're going to play a lot through their All-American and Drew Timme here as we roll the film. And we'll just take a look at this as we go. So right here, initially you see just a push in transition. UConn, this is a national championship team in UConn, does a good job of stopping the ball. Let's roll that back. So they stop that initial push, UConn does, they get back, and then they're in this zone. And I love how Gonzaga just flows right into their offense. And the zone defenses are vulnerable in this high post and short corner area. You want to get that short corner where you play behind the zone like they do here, and just a simple high-low or what I call nail to flank action, and you just get an easy reverse layup, really well executed there. And again, love the flow from transition right into their half-court offense.
Coach, I know you love winning, I know you love impact, and I also know you sometimes get frustrated. And that's why we created this free workshop just for you, where you can help learn what the 3 most common mistakes that coaches make and how to turn those mistakes into more wins and more impact. All you got to do is click the link and join us for our free workshop. We'll also give you a preseason retreat guide that our own coach mentors use with their team. So click here and be sure to join us.
So here we are again, going against UConn. And they're flowing from their transition right into their half-court offense. And again, I think there's so much value in teams that do this well. Not all teams do, where they run transition, then they stop, then they set up. And Gonzaga does a nice job of flowing in here while the defense doesn't have time to set up. They run the side ball screen action, the simple pick and roll, and Timme's so good with using these shot fakes around the rim, being crafty. You know, he's a below the rim player, but he's able to, finish so well in there by utilizing those shot fakes. Again, another element in Gonzaga, they're really good after timeouts. They're really good executing side out of bounds, coming off the side inbounds. And again, another little ball screen action. And what I love here, I want to point to Timmy's patience in the post. Like, so good at when he catches, just being patient. And I often talk about the 3 Ps. When a post player catches, a lot of younger players do not do this. You got to be powerful in the post. You got to be strong on that ball. You got to be patient. And then the third thing, you got to peek at the rim. You got to see the floor. Right here, he's looking at the floor. Are there any cutters? Are there any double teams coming? That patience allows him to operate and go one-on-one. He's getting bumped here and bumped. Probably gets fouled on the and one. And one more thing worth noting, look at the leverage and the bounce. So he plays off that outside foot, and that allows him to take on this contact, which is his left foot. He's getting bumped in the post here, and he's able to absorb it, just spin off, use that leverage. Guy's off balance, his defender, and able to score it. We'll just keep it rolling. Another good, really good defensive team in UCLA. NCAA tournament game. Again, coming up, setting the high ball screen right into a down screen. Then you're going to get your post-up action again. Really want you to notice the patience here. Just patient, Gets those crab dribbles to the middle when he catches. So he catches 1, 2, 3. 3 seconds before he puts it on the floor. It's a nice little jump hook. Loves getting to that over that left shoulder to finish. Again, going against UCLA again. Here we are with a high ball screen. Just kind of slow and methodical. They're looking to get the ball in the post. They finally do. Timmy's patient. Here comes the double now. Because of his patience, he's able to find it. So one more time, one thing he does a good job. Look at Timmy right here. He's signaling for the pass, though he wants that wing entry. And as you watch film of Gonzaga, he's really good at just patience. He'll just stand, and then he'll attack and get a quick post up. But he doesn't fight it. He doesn't fight the defense the whole time. He's smart and he's intelligent when he wants to bring physicality on his post up. So again, we'll let it roll here. Look at that duck in. Defender does a nice job fighting over the top. So when that defender fights over the top, he forces teammate to catch it further out. So now because he's patient in the post, he's able to see. Most players just dribble right away and they dribble into traps and double teams and turn it over. But that patience and the spacing of Gonzaga, that rotation is too long and then you get that easy look. All because he's patient in the post. Again, love the delayed post up here. Just really smart. Again, Timmy's not, this guy's their best player, best scorer, and he knows what he's doing. So right here, let's just bring it back a tad. So right here, you see him. He's facing his man. He knows what's coming. He's waiting on that reversal, and then he's going to duck in and get a nice seal in there. So watch this. Boom, just a quick duck in. Shot fake and one. That's simple basketball, but it's so effective. You don't have to overcomplicate offense. Gonzaga getting set up here. It's late game. They want to have a good possession. They're taking their time. You start with a high ball screen and roll, and then they're looking for that duck in high-low action. Again, just a great job on the seal right here. Boom. Just sticks his hip in, shows a large target. Because they have shooters out here, that's another thing. Good offenses have good players, they have skilled players, and you got to respect it, and spacing is important. If Timmy's playing around a bunch of non-shooters, they can just collapse on him, but Gonzaga does spread the floor with their shooters, so you get some one-on-one, and then he just goes to work. He gets over that left shoulder. If you're a defender, you can't let him get to that left shoulder. You got to make them go back the other way. Again, here's a little first play out of the half. And let's watch the action here. So we get the inbounds. We're going to set a high ball screen. Then we're setting a little cross screen action, trying to roll Timmy into the post. And then we're going to screen the screener on the weak side over here. And you get the slip. Just good basketball, nothing complex. Again, really simple. A lot of action, a lot of ball movement, different screens going on. When you put the defense in screening situations, they have to communicate. And that's where miscommunications happen. As you can see here, 2 players go with the shooter, and the slip is there for the easy layup. It's just good basketball, good offense. This is why Gonzaga is year in, year out one of the best in the country at this. Again, Gonzaga's been running this ball screen continuity offense for years. They're really good at it. All right, let's take a look what happens here. Again, you got the pick and pop. Then you force a closeout. He catches ready to shoot. He drives the closeout. You're going to force another closeout. Hard closeout. Side step 3. You get 2 hard closeouts. You create advantage. And that's what you get. You get good looks. Again, they're rolling the post with these high ball screens. They'll get some duck-ins like you saw there. So let's take a look. A couple things to point out here. Really like One is the sprint. So this guy's going to sprint into the ball screen. It's harder to hedge out there. Then they roll the other post up, which they do, and they want to dive the original ball screener here. So they dive, but Pepperdine's able to take it away. So they reverse it. They're going to ball screen and roll. They're looking high-low again. You get a third ball screen, and eventually you get the mismatch and you get the over-the-top three. I mean, Timmy just this is just, if you're a post player watching this, or somebody coaches a high school, college post player, just notice he's always showing his target where he wants it. Thought this 45 could have given it to him here. He's got good position. It's not a deep post, but right here, he could just throw it right to his hand. Doesn't force it. They go high-low action. Timmy just rolls across. Love to see that defender jam him up a little bit more, but Timmy works for position. He's patient, and again, gets to that left shoulder. You just can't let him get to the left shoulder. So these are just a few examples of why Gonzaga was the number one offensive team in the country last year, and year out, they're always up there. Again, they keep things simple. They have really good players. Any good offensive system has skilled players, but then their system allows their players to flourish. And so simple and good spacing allows players to operate and go maximize their skills. And that is why Gonzaga is one of the number one offensive teams in the country.